Good morning. Well, I've been having fun, haven't I? So tired, a little whacked. Look at the eyes. Anyway, Sir is having a meeting. You know, that's why I don't even have a carer at all. It's not his fault. He's kind of administration for the government. And, my care completely. It's a lot of hours. So he's on what do you call it? A Teams? Oh, I sound so up to date. Teams. Sorry. It's just nice to feel like normal. I'm trying to play that off, but I'm not. Anyway, Teams. It's just like Zoom. It's not Zooms, is it? It's called Zoom. I don't know. Anyway, since that technology came in, what I'm trying to say is I've been getting brain damage regularly. You saw it just the other day. Thank you, Katie, for that message, because I know you get this, and you really get it. So I'm in recovery still. I'm very groggy, very tired. I hurt everywhere, really. Feel like I've done a big workout or something, so I'm very sore, especially in my these upper arms. I feel like a little bit of, not maybe micro tears, but just it is like I've done weights, right? Didn't do weights. Shouldn't have it, but I do. So it's hot today in Perth, 24 degrees. Now, normally I'd be like, this isn't hot. 35 degrees is hot and above. But my brain doesn't like the heat. I'm struggling already. And I said to Sir, I think I said it in a video, this diet is life-changing. I haven't had a seizure. Whenever I get gaps, because my seizures just came on in my life and weren't there before, unless my mother doesn't tell me things. But basically, it's like, well, if it came that quick, I'm like, I haven't had a seizure in a while. He's worried, right? He's looking for signs and things. And I'm just like, you know what? This is great. I'm thinking it's gone. It's like, because I think that it's going to go as quick as it came. I keep thinking it's possible. Good place to be. I just told him, just you keep that tone down a bit. I'll keep mine to myself, because let me live in my bubble. It's a nice bubble, sir. Let me live in my bubble. That made him laugh. So he's going to let me live in my bubble sometimes. Let's do. That's what I've just been through in my body. That. Terrible. So as you can see, it takes a while for things to settle. So I feel a mixture of things. Let's just go sit on the bathroom floor, shall we? Or shall we sit outside here, where, no, it's colder out here. It's cold. I don't want to shock my body. And we're dancing now, aren't we? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, right. So let's see where we can line it up. We don't want the toilet, do we? Oh my goodness, that's not a pretty sight, is it? Geez, I'm good at cameras, aren't I? Hi. I think I need to lower my stand. Hang on. Oh, look at the butt shot. Is that it? Hi. How's it going? I'm still looking up too high. Coming down. Someone needs to teach me what to do. Whatever. Here we are. This is awesome, isn't it? Stitch is trying to escape. Okay, so let's have a chat. This ball is so nice and soft. This is my sensory area. I'm on my sensory soft rug It's almost as soft as a squishmallow, really, guys. It's actually called sensory rug at other stores, but this one I got from the cheap store. What do you call it?
Sorry, I just need a cord. Bear with. Why is it that you always need the cord that you can't get hold of? Okay, gotcha. Sorry, Lexi, that's our little cat.
Right, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. He's on Teams with my support coordinator, who, like I said, has been sick, so I will be meeting her next week. I'm excited. I like meeting people. I miss all my old people too. You know, I always miss people. You know, if someone vibes with me, even if it's in a moment, like, yeah, I always go, oh, I miss that person. Anyway, so I'm foggy today. I've got a very sore head. Like this is not like headaches or migraines. This is, I feel like someone's crushing my skull. Pain. So I don't know what's going on. The doctor always talks about inflammation of the brain, so it makes sense because I feel like my skull is cracking. Is what it feels like in every component of my skull, including like my ears. I feel like my ears are being pushed outwards. I feel like something is pushing out of my ear. Sometimes my ears swell up, and you know when you put your fingers in so deep, just there, they sit right there. I can't do that when I'm swollen. This is why summer's bad, because the heat swells me up. So anyway, what a bad day. Here we are ringing NDIS because they are failing me. Here we are dealing with the medical system because they're failing me. And then I just didn't see it coming. Sometimes I do. And to be honest, when I look at it in hindsight, I was having a lot of absent seizures, still neurologically coming back, days before. Because I'd watch something with Sir, I'd be like, oh, you've got to see this. It's a really funny short. And then he'll look at it and I'll go, they didn't say this bit. And he's like, no, they did. And I'm like, oh, that's how I can tell, I think. But see, the thing is, it's like, I'm very scientific, so I'm like, but maybe that's just nothing, you know? And I always dismiss it. And I shouldn't, because it's a warning. And then I had the migraines. That should have been like, boom. Now he knows it. He was waiting for it, he says. It's like, of course. But when I'm on the inside, and like I said, I like my bubble of denial. It's fun. I think it's essential when you've got a life-threatening condition. It's essential to just be, I'm in la la land, and I like it a lot. I mean, look at my bathroom. Isn't that a pretty sticker? That sticker I got from Shein. I have Shein packages coming. Two of them you will not be seeing because they're for Christmas. But if you watch my Vlogmas, oh my gosh, I'm doing Vlogmas. What a stress. Every vlogger's nightmare, but every viewer's greatest thing. And I want to do it for that reason, because you guys are going to enjoy the Christmas joy, because I have a lot of joy to bring. I've got to put that energy somewhere. So I'm going to do that this Christmas, even if my body hurts. I'm going to do it. And yeah, my neck is sore from the seizure, guys. So I'm back to square one. Sir just did me on the massage table the other day, like got everything back in. And I literally said, I feel like I'm floating. I said, there's so much less pain in my body. I don't recognize this feeling. What is this feeling? This feeling feels good. What? There's mild pain in my neck. My CCI is way worse, guys. I'm highly at risk of just getting paralyzed. But the health system doesn't give a shit, guys. It's bad. It's bad. Our health system is crashing. WA is bad because WA is always worst of everything, but everywhere in Australia is bad. It's bad. Unless you've got private. No one can afford that these days, guys. Like, for the average people in Australia, and you guys know this who are Australian, middle class and lower class, we are struggling. We are absolutely, I'm struggling. And we don't have expensive addictions or anything, which we are blessed in that way. And self-disciplined, I guess, because we don't smoke and drink. And we couldn't afford to if we wanted to even, which that's why I'm always like, I don't know why people romanticize being on disability. It's like, yeah, but I could die, man. Like, this is my retirement, really. I'll be lucky. There'll be medical miracles, or someone would be like, I'm just going to bring your heart back to life every single time it goes. Thanks. Then I might live to get to that card that says you're a senior. I might, but I might not. So don't be envious. Like, people need to be careful who you're envious of, because there's a lot more to people's lives than what you might know or see. And look at me, like, no, you don't want to swap with people like me, because yeah, it's not a good prognosis. But anyway, I always think of things which my lawyer kind of speaks very lawyerish. Whatever the facts are is what we work on. We don't look at that. I understand why you do the other side. That's great. She's so sweet. But facts. The fact is, cardiac is the death rate at this age group right now. And cardiology won't see you. They're just going to let it happen. She's like, no, that's not okay. It's neglect, basically. But I'm just saying, like, that's how it works. But for me, I see it as like, I'm going to be the Guinness Book of World Records of the longest living 22 cure. Because, yeah, the stats are bad, guys. 41 and a half years of age. Cardiac. I've had cardiac problems since my early 30s. And in fact, I was diagnosed with angina in my late 20s. So it's pretty screwed up. My heart's pretty screwed up. And because I have a genetic syndrome that's rare, they've been mean to me. Okay, any other person with seizures, do you get that cold running water feeling in your skull? And I'm having it now. Great. Okay, I'll tell sir, because we were supposed to go to Spotlight. And anyway, you will see what I'm making. It's so cool. It's kind of something for security and fun and crafty and just pretty looking. And you will see. You ladies will love it, because we're living in an era where in Australia that our personal safety and I don't know, I think most women, there's a high stat of most women that have suffered something in their life. You don't ever do anything unsafe, right? So anyway, it's just something, but it's very crafty, pretty, oldie worldy, which I love. So I'll show you that as a craft activity, and maybe I'll even take you to Spotlight. Except the music is a bit annoying, you can't record much. But I wish I could, because all the cool stuff that's there I could show you. Anyway, I will do my best to see if I can film it going out. I've got a new tripod for the car I want to try out. But yeah, sorry, that was just distracting me. What was I saying before that? So yeah, I'm going to end up in the Guinness Book of World Records for, I'm going to be like my pa. My pa nearly died 9 times or something, you know. The family joke is he was like a cat. He had 9 lives, and it was his heart. Maybe he had 22Q. I don't know. It makes me wonder. I wish I could know. But I do relate to him anyway, whether we've got the same thing or not. He had to retire in his early 50s. He was a mechanical engineer, very, very smart man, very, wealthy man, making it well, doing great for his family, I'm telling you, and then knocked out. He was a mechanic for a few years, I guess, because that's like, and doing it in a lighter format, as much as you can. I mean, any mechanic out there knows that it's a hard job, but so much respect to mechanics personally. I think, guys, don't underestimate any trade, okay, or anything like that. That's freaking smart, really. But anyway, I love mechanics. I love asking them questions because it's just like being with my pa. When mechanics hear me speak, they're like, yeah, you're quite right. And they're like, this is a chick. And it's like, I know a lot about cars. Anyway, so basically, yeah, I wish that I was like him. Going through in the era that he went through, at least they saved his heart every single time. They went all out. But times have changed. And when you look at private cover, do you notice the question about the heart? Yeah. It's the most expensive next to brain surgery. Like, I'm talking about actual intensive, actually opening up the brain, doing internal stuff in surgery, which that's just as equally expensive to our public system that doesn't want to pay. So you know what I'm hinting at? Yeah, they don't want to spend the money on me. That's just what it is. All the other stuff they say and do and try and sort of make out, or all this delaying everything, it's all just a game. At the end of the day, they just don't have the money they don't think I'm worthy of the money to be spent on me because of my genetic syndrome, because I'm probably going to die anyway, kind of thing, because my prognosis is I'm meant to be somewhere in this middle age. That's my end of life. Your end of life, for most of you, is elderly, depending on what happens along the way, of course, but generally, and with me, it's not. And that's just my reality. So it's like, I'm not even ready, as I said before. I have not done all the palliative stuff. I've not got started on anything. I've got nothing set up, nothing lined up. And it stresses me out because I would like to have a palliative place lined up, because I'm autistic and I'm a realist and I want to be in the truth, and I want to see the place where I can choose, and it's part of like the process, guys. It's part of it. So anyway, but in the meantime, like I said, my focus on a daily basis is I live in a bubble. And that's why I think a lot of people think, oh my gosh, she doesn't come across that sick, because I refuse to eat, breathe, drink, sleep, eat it. Did I miss one? Don't know. I don't want to. I want to pretend that I'm not sick. I want to just live life, and that's why I do what I do on this channel, doing activities that I'm not really doing anything where you get up and get ready for, as you see. And I hope that you guys can learn that it doesn't take much to sit up for 20 minutes, play a game, lie down. Yes, it's going to hurt. I get it. It's going to hurt. But the sanity it gives you back, it's worth it. It's such a balance, isn't it, guys? I really feel you when it's like, I can't get up. I lie there too. I'm like, it's been an hour. I need a wee. I've been holding for an hour because I'm so tired to walk from the bed to the toilet. I get it. Happens to me on the weekly. So I'll soon be in preparation of like resting for the royal show. I'm going. I'm so excited because I have so many happy memories about the royal show. With all the people that took me to the royal show, I just have a lot of great memories, including my really mean friends from school. We were 13. We went together. I was very scared being autistic. I was terrified actually, but I had my friends with me and we went on the ride that goes up and down, and it wasn't that bad. Not like the big ones these days. I'm old. I'm 51. So it wasn't that bad. But I'm in the middle and they're on either side of me. At first it was embarrassing because the height thing he was like, oh, you know, you're just over. That's lucky. I might have had to say no. And I was like, super embarrassed. I'm adolescent. I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh, gosh. So I'm with my friends, Tina and Michelle. 3 amigos. Oh, we used to do weird things, the 3 of us. We isn't it weird what you do in high school, girls? Ladies, isn't it weird? We are so stupid. Huh? Anyway, I grew up. Most of them did. I don't know if some really have. Anyway, let's not be nasty now. Most of them actually have grown. And even the ones that I didn't know too well, you know, when you see them on Facebook and you go, oh, you're such a lovely person with a lovely family now. Like, oh my God, you can see their evolution. It's really quite cool, actually. But yeah, like they're sitting on the side. The ride gets going and I start crying, pleading for my life. I was so dramatic about it. Absolutely dramatic. Okay. It was like the worst thing was happening to me. I was absolutely screaming for my life. That I think they even reduced the ride time because of the drama with me. I should have said no to my friends, and they're pissing themselves laughing at my absolute fear. I was like, the whole day being autistic, I said, how could you laugh at that? Really? Now look, I understand now, but as an autistic then I was like, it's so mean. Oh my God, they were laughing at me. And you know, over dramatic teenage girl with autism, doesn't understand feelings, how to social story that scenario. Because, you know, you get home, your mum's like, oh, how is the, you know, you're not going to say much because you're autistic and you don't have that ability, you know, that complexity of going there like other kids do, where they tell lots of stories of what happened. Now, I wasn't like that at that age. So, oh, I was pleading for my life. Anyway, bloody hell, that was scary. But it was funny afterwards. I ended up laughing. Don't think that I was just being dramatic because of the autism and the sensory side of it. I was laughing about it by the end of it, walking around the show. So, and my friends are not bad people. Of course they're laughing at me, right? I must have sounded dramatic. I mean, think of what I'm saying. Like, please stop the ride. Stop. I'm gonna die. I was so dramatic. It would have sounded even more dramatic than that because I felt like I was going to die. Yep, thought I was going to die. Thought that's it. My life flashed in front of me. So dramatic. Anyway, teenage girls who are autistic, guys, we're not actually dramatic. We are actually sensory overloaded and our fight and flight mechanisms kick in. And if you are slightly verbal, and by 13, I was a lot more verbal because the peer pressure to be, even though I'd say the most stupidest things, and my friends were just good at laughing it off with me, I guess, is pure luck. And yeah, like it's just, I am reacting to the sensory overload. But in my day, they would have said, That's why I do say that as well. Because in my day, they would have been like, she's so dramatic. But really, it's just, that was a sensory overload. Like, that was something I cannot handle. I didn't have the maturity, I feel, to understand safety. I didn't have, and to say no when I knew I didn't want to. And secondly, I think the sensory overload of going up and down, it was too much. And I am like that on swings. So I love swings, but if I go too high, I actually lose my breath and I freak out. So it's a sensory thing, because when you go that little bit higher, your stomach does a backflip, and that sensory feeling for me is like, no, I'm gonna fly or something. It just makes me feel, I guess, flighty. I guess you can call us autistics, we can get flighty because it's so just come at us slowly and calmly. That's all we really need, actually. So yes, it was a sensory nightmare. If any of you can do, I don't know, certain type of rides and you're autistic, I'm amazed that your senses can handle that. Because me, I'll stick to the kid rides, absolutely. And I'm small enough, they always let me on. And my height, I don't even go on. We have a place called Adventure World, right? I'll probably go there again this summer, sure, as a once off in the year, because it's very expensive. Why is it so expensive? I don't do the rides. I'm just there for the pools and the beachy pool and all that, and just to enjoy it. Off peak, we make sure that everyone's back at school. There's hardly anyone there, hopefully, and have a nice time. And it is nice. It's kind of like a place that makes you feel like you're on holiday, but you're not. But just for that bit of a day, you know, you feel like you're on holiday. But even there, the slides I used to do, now I can't do because I wouldn't be able to walk up all those stairs. There's just no way. I haven't done that that's 15 years ago I did that. And now I just couldn't. But even back then when I did it, and my whole life doing it at Adventure World, and even my father had a fright with me when my first time I went down the Adventure World slides was with my dad, and I was in front of him. He had to grab me because I'm flying upwards because I'm so lightweight. I mean, he should have learnt from the speedboat. But anyway, my past speedboat I nearly went out of, and my father and my uncle had to literally grab me from flying up. I'm like, geez, Pa, you trying to kill me? No. He didn't even know. He's just like, woohoo, this is great. He's thinking we're having a ball, right? Because at the beginning we were like, yeehaw, yoo-hoo, let's go, Pa, faster. You know, that's what you say, right? But do you really mean it? Not me. To me, it's just a saying. It was a saying I would say after my brother said it. I didn't know what it meant. I found out. We went faster, and I'm flying out of the boat. Anyway, so basically it happened with a slide, and I think it gave my dad a fright. It gave me a fright, and I started crying afterwards, and I think he felt like the worst dad on earth, which that's kind of sad. I do feel sorry for my dad in that moment, because that's sad. You know, you're trying to give your child a good experience, and here I am, like, that was a sensory overload, obviously, and it was too much. I had a lot of fears and phobias as a child, as I've explained. You know, a lot of anxiety. It comes with autism, especially when you're a kid and you got no toolbox, really. You have nothing, right? You just got your favorite people that you latch onto, and they're your guide, right? They're your interpreter, guide, whatever. So yeah, and even as an adult going there, whether I went there with friends or whatever, I would go so hard on the sides that I was like, no, I'm going to be one of those people, and it has happened here in Perth, where people have flown out. So don't say that it's great to be small, because it's not always great to be a small person. I don't like being petite because I don't get to choose as much nice shoes or clothes. However, Shein, you'll be seeing my Christmas outfit. I have bought myself a Christmas outfit for Christmas Day that I'll be using every year from now on. It's my Christmas dress. I got it from Shein. It's a lady dress that fits me. Just saying. I'd have to go to Myer and get like one of those smaller sizes, and then you're paying like $160. I paid $17. So when you see my beautiful dress for Christmas, just know it cost me $17. If I got that from Myer, which is the only place they would probably sell that quality of dress, that style, I guess you're looking at, 99 to 120 maybe. So yeah, I can't afford that, but I want to look nice at Christmas. I don't know what Christmas parties I'll be going to. I don't know what's going to happen, but you know, there's always one here on the rooftop, so definitely going to that, because it's nice to see everyone, and it's nice to see how everyone's been going, and it's kind of to me, it's like a nice wrap up of the year. Like, what was the year like, and what are we going to do in the new year? That's how I see Christmas. It's the beginning of a new beginning, you know, like it's the ending of a chapter, and like a new beginning of soon is a new year to come in. That's how I see it. And my favorite bit is the feast, you know, just connecting with people. So yes, but let me know if any of you have the same problem being petite. Do you find that, yeah, certain rides are just a little bit more, and I think too, like even the things that go over you and around you and everything, it's scary actually, because sometimes I do remember in the past that I would be slightly under the high, and they'd go, oh, it's okay. And when I look at it now, even though those rides are probably so gentle, not really as rough as the one I described when I was 13, but still, it's a lot of people get injured at these places, don't they? And I'm just saying, it just sucked as a kid all the time. And I think I said that, or I don't know if I did, when I talked about the Shauna Ray thing, how I related to her in small ways where, you know, look, she suffers it way more than me, but how I suffer from being small, failure to thrive, small boned, is just a thing. And how embarrassing and saddening it always was to be at Adventure World every year with my family, and to stand there and be like, no, 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 over and over and over and over. Or you can go with an adult, like I used to go with my dad, because he'd be holding me down if I was to fly up. So anyway, it does suck. Sometimes I think where was another place? There was another place we went, and I don't know, maybe it was a fair. We used to have a lot of fairs, which we don't really have anymore, I notice, in the community. So maybe in some parts of Australia still do it, but in Perth they don't do it anymore. But there used to be a lot of fairs where there was like rides and stuff, and same thing, you know, when you're with a bunch of people, which you normally are with a group of people, to stand there, you're the same age, and to see people younger than you go. I even remember going to the pub with my friends. It was a girls' night. I went with my school friends. Sorry, it probably just wasn't the right school friends, guys. So if you're out there listening and you're a school friend, it's probably because you're not in this group, I can guarantee. But this group was kind of, she's a bit of a mean girl, really. But anyway, we were friends at school, and deep down there is a good person there, but she can be a very mean girl. But I'm sure she's grown up and changed. But we're sitting there at the pub. It's like a tavern. It's at Hillary's Marina. And we're in a booth. This is before it went to the other end. It's not the same at the other end, is it? You walk in and you go, this is weird. Where's the real breakwater tavern? That's not it. I've got such a photographic memory, it annoys me. And that's where we had our first date, at the Breakwater Tavern, but where it used to be. So you know what we did for anniversary once, because now it's a chocolatier. We went there. Hey, I wasn't complaining. Anyway, we're sitting there with her sister who's 17, underage, And of course, me autistic, you know, can I shut my mouth? Not really. Do I know what's wrong and right to say in any situation? No, not at all. No, they assumed I do. Anyway, the guy comes up with the drinks. He's like, can I see ID from you? And he points that you was me. And I'm like, but you, they're like, shut up. He's like, what? Is someone else here like underage? And my friends were going, no. And here I am having to redirect him to me, thinking, oh. And then when he left, I'm like, that should have been you. You're 17. And of course, he's in probably earshot, and they're going, shut up. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I was just offended. Like, I was probably, how old would I have been if she was that age? I would have been like 22 or something. 22-ish, I'd say, is probably accurate to that. And yeah, I'm like, and how many years younger is her younger sister to us? No, there's about 7 years. So if she's 17, I'd be 24. So all of us must have been 24. She was 17. I think that's right. That's her youngest sister. Anyway, this is the chick that pushed me in the pool. She pushed me in the pool at her 16th. Yeah, that happened. It's just because of my autism. But yeah, I basically got very angry because I was sick of it. I did not stop being asked for ID until my 30s, guys. But it's EDS. We have very nice skin. It is a bonus, but not for the pain and suffering that we get from it. But anyway, my mum and my nana were the same. You look 20 years younger. I can't believe you've got kids this age. Because we're also all young mums. All of us. It's a religious thing. And we're all happy. It's not always a bad thing. We're all happy. Well, I don't think we're a happy family right now, but you know, like, we're just like every other unhappy family, I guess you could say. Yeah. But I'm just saying, my mum, I think, was born, my nana had my mum, I think she was 17, I think. And then my mum had me, because I'm the second born for her, so she had her first at 19, I was 21, she had me at 21, my dad was 21. Anyway, and I was 20 with my first. Yeah, best thing I ever did was have kids. Even though I had hyperemesis before then, it was hard. It's like being on a boat and seasick for 3 months. But it's worth it, because look at my amazing boys, they are worth it. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next video. But yes, anyone else autistic, and do you find theme parks not only a sensory nightmare? I'm ready for the noise of the royal show. That's the struggle for me. That's what's going to be hard. And Sirs already said, however long you can do it, you let me know. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. So I will be using my ear defenders, comfortable clothes. I'll probably get my umbrella for my wheelchair and put it on there so that the sun doesn't cause a seizure. Now there's a St. John's tent there, but I don't want to be there this year. I've been there before. Yep, I fainted at the Royal Show once, and I've been to the tent. So we don't want to do that again, okay? So just say for me, she's not going to have a seizure on the Royal Show day, because it's going to be a good day. A good day. Really good day. I'm really excited. I want to see the animals. So many animals. I get to see everything. Chickens, ducks, goats, horses, cats, dogs, all the different breeds. I get to know breeds that I've maybe never heard of before. Of the dogs and the cats. And then the dressage. Oh, I love watching that. I'm so excited. Anyway, let me know if you're going to the Royal Show. I don't know, it should be Australian-wide too. Or if you've been to some kind of show in your area, let me know, because I love them. I love the vibe of it, except for the noise. I just wish everyone would stop screaming so much. You know the screaming of the rides? It's like, yeah, that's new. Screaming on a roller coaster. Please, seriously, can you just do this? I'm sorry. I cannot. That's rude. I'm a rude autistic expecting the world to change for me, and that's just immature. I'm sorry. But that's how I feel. I'm just telling you how I do feel, but I understand that not everyone's the same. That's okay. Not everyone's like me, and that's okay. But if we are called a neurodevelopmental disorder, then we need to say they have neurotypical disorder. A bit like what, I don't know if you watch Emily Girardi on TikTok. She did a good short on this. I like what she said, and this is quoting her. I quote, this is from her mouth, and I think it's brilliant. It's like, I'm taking a Panadol and I'm turning up the autism. I thought that was brilliant. Guys, I've been to university. I've studied the science of autism. There is no known causation. In fact, it's seen by scientists as genetic. There is markers in the DNA for autism. It's inherited. It is a neuro difference in the brain. It was not caused by environmental factors. That's the research. Do your research. There is no link. Saying Panadol's like saying the water made it happen. Yep, she drank water. She was pregnant. That's it. That's how close the correlation of Panadol is to autism. Okay, do the research. Listen to people like me that study psychology. They might be a social worker and studied development and all this kind of stuff, and different things like autism and behavioral strategies and all. Look at us that I've done community studies, so that's why I say that. I've done welfare, and we are like a real low level, I guess, like an add-on support to a social worker, you know. But then when I combine that with my psychology, I'm pretty much a social worker with the two studies put together. And I'm just saying, I've read the data. There's just no known cause, no known correlation. And if you know science, we're not there yet. In fact, the inherited concept is popping up in more studies than anything. All the rest of the ones on immunizations, Panadol, or any other thing has shown nothing. So the truth needs to be spoken, guys, because unfortunately the media is just not accurate. And you can fact check me, fact check the shit out of me. It is what it is. I studied this. We have continued to study this. Many syndromes have autism. Many syndromes. In fact, probably most genetic syndromes. So what does that tell you, right? It's genetic. I was told by my genetic counselor, looking at my DNA, said to me, even if you didn't have 22q, you would have been autistic because red, it's strong in your family. You would have had autism anyway. Sorry. There's more research looking at genetic connections, correlations, whatever. That's where it actually is going. So I'm sorry, but please, pregnant women, don't listen to this nonsense. Immunize your children, okay? You know what's right. You don't want those horrible illnesses coming back into society again. You don't need to not take a Panadol because there's a lot of pain involved in pregnancy between hormonal migraines, hip pain. I know, being a small frame person, I was very heavily monitored, could not deliver anything over 8 pounds. It had to be, we're inducing you. My hips were really bad. But I'm just saying, like, don't withhold from what your doctor says is safe. That's who you turn to, not Trump on the TV. Turn to your doctor and have the conversation, because they know the science. There is no science to say Panadol's going to harm you. I'm just saying. The research is out on that. So be careful what we listen to now, because the mainstream media's lost their shit. Not all of it. Some things they go down the right path, and then some things they don't, and it all just depends. It's not black and white, but it's a dangerous message to send when there's no facts. And trust me, us psychology students, we search for this stuff heavy. It's not there. It's just not there. So anyway, I hope there's no pregnant mums also feeling guilt out there, because that, or not just mums in general who have a child with autism going, it's my fault I took a Panadol. No, it's not. That's not why my child is autistic. No, that's rubbish. And immunisations, I didn't see this change. My son had struggles because the developmental delays is what shows up, but in the correlation to the age group of immunisations, it's just the people of, the mum and dads of the children noticing the developmental changes, and when they start to struggle, that's all they're noticing. They're just correlating it to the immunisation, but it's not. It's just not. Unless the person has a syndrome, and then I would be probably doing immunisations, and this is what was recommended to me. So a nurse said to me, she was a nurse that she said she was in the industry for 50 years. She was retired. She said to me, a baby like you, I would have not done the immunisations in the same way. It would have been lower dose over a longer period of time to not shock my whole system. And some immunisations for me, being 22Q, she would not have given it to me. She didn't recommend it. So yes, there's caution for people with syndromes, and I have my autism because of my syndrome. So it's very common in that. Come here, Baba. So be careful about that, because same with the immunisations, there is no studies, there's no scientific empirical data to back up what's being said, and that's what you've got to look at. Trump's not a doctor, Robert Kennedy's not a doctor. Speak to a doctor. Speak to a pharmacist about medicines. That, because Trump and anyone else saying it with him is not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. That's why I say you need to do your own research. But there is no correlation to immunisations, vaccinations, because immunisations and vaccinations are different. And then you have Panadol. No. There's nothing in science to back this up. We have truly stooped to a new low now. It's terrible. But do your own research for yourself. Just don't trust the TV anymore. And I know it's been the case for a long time. For some of us, we've realised that. But just be careful what you believe. But speak to your doctor. Do your research. I'm just telling you what I've learned, because I have studied the human body. And we do a lot. We do the biology as well in psychology, the science degree. So I know my shit. And I'm just saying, it's just ridiculous. Like I said, there's no more correlation of Panadol and pregnancy than there is of drinking water and pregnancy. We're just diagnosing them now, instead of just letting them have trauma and fail at life and go, oh, it's all my fault, I'm a terrible person, when they're not. They're just got learning disabilities or developmental delays and they're not ready to do this yet and they need to maybe delay it a bit, and they can still be a functioning autistic, most of them. People that are nonverbal, you got to be easy on them. They can't do much and they should just be living the high life. I'm sorry. This is my opinion. And then the ones that can do certain things and they've got skills they can use for the outside world, even if it's some basic stuff, it's good for them to be out there doing that. Gives them self-worth and strength and learning in the world, just like any of us. They even say for the neurotypicals, go out there, conquer the world and learn. Autistics need to do that too, but just with someone standing next to them, because the world isn't good for autistics. So anyway, take care, guys. And I just had to say it because I feel that the truth needs to be said, because this rubbish needs to stop. And people who are trying to play doctors when they're politicians is getting a bit out of control. It really is. It's like, just sit down on this one, please, and just don't even, okay? You're not even thinking scientifically. And as a person who went and did a science degree, it makes me just want to be like, because it's rubbish. And it really concerns me where our world is heading when they're lying on TV. It's like, oh my gosh, it's a new low. New low. Anyway, enjoy the movie. Maybe Trump was right on that one. Bad actors in just a movie. Stupid. You know the truth for yourself. And I'm sure if you've got, most people try and find a good doctor, and they have a good doctor, and you know the facts on your situation, and you know that this is most likely garbage. But I have to say, in case someone thinks that medicine, which I've been on before, doesn't do anything, by the way. I was on it for other reasons, but no, it didn't make me function better. Didn't take away my autism. So, yeah. Anyway, and the genetics. Why would a genetic counsellor who is experienced genetic counsellor, had one session, and we went through my genetics, he knows his stuff too. So, even written on my form when I went to get the blood test from the geneticist after a really long appointment, because she'd tell you a whole medical history, vital, right? Gives them a bit of a direction, because she said it could take 2 years to find out what's wrong with you. So they've got to talk to you lots. And because I have a lot of medical history, it was a long appointment. But she put down one of them was, EDS, ASD, autism, and a few other things, right? It was written on the thing for the blood test. So she's a geneticist, guys. These geneticists are highly skilled doctors. Anyway, I believe her more than, and the genetic counselor and all that more than, and the research that I've read that says nothing about immunizations and vaccines and Panadol. Like one psychiatrist on TV said, unless something in the last 3 months has happened I don't know about, no, there is no correlation with Panadol and autism. Had a Panadol today. Still autistic. Is it too soon? Look, if anyone's upset by this, it'll be for a fair reason. Autism is not easy. If you're parenting a child with autism, I honour you. And if you're particularly parenting an adult child with autism, I honour you. So please don't misinterpret me laughing about this as not acknowledging how hard I know my mum had it, how hard Sir has it with me, and how hard it can be with even people that struggle more than I do. I think those people need respect and acceptance and support, and we need to stop trying to cure autism and just accept that, you know, I know we've got computers and stuff, but we're not going to have a perfect world, okay? To me, it's feeling very eugenics-y feeling to life, and I don't like it. God gives you what He knows what you can handle. Simple as that. But I do honour everyone struggling with autism in a world that's trying to like cure us because they hate us, or they hate, you know, the whole family gets excluded and hated. You don't deserve it, okay? People should just be good people, actually. Jeez. And stop judging you and picking on you. And so, yeah, I'm just making sure that everyone on the spectrum is covered on this, because I don't want people to think that I'm laughing about it in that way. But I don't think autism is awful. I think that IDD is awful and robs us of life, and GDD. I believe those two things for me is what robs me of things. But when I look at my autism, no, I think that's the superpower part. And I think that makes up for the other shitty parts. Anyway, love to all of you, especially autistics in this one, but all of you. You all rock, and this was a long one. I'm so sorry, but there was a lot I wanted to say, and I'm going to go lay down now and rest my neck. And yeah, my eyes are hurting, and I'm forcing myself to go out today in a horrible state because my mental health needs it. Just need to get out, you know, and just come back with a craft activity. It's a craft activity that just makes me excited. So anyway, love you all, and I hope you're having a good day, and I'm thinking of you if you're not. I love you all, and God bless you all.